viewers, and welcome to Trade Vlog. Today we have with us Mr. Suprakash Das, who is the Director Finance and Operation, that is the CFO of TCG Crest. In our call today, we will discuss with him about his leadership journey, work, life, and more, trying to understand how his journey has been and what has been some of the most encouraging and challenging part of his journey. So, welcome to the conversation, Suprakash.
Thank you. I'm truly honored by your interest in featuring my organization's work and perspectives. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Suprakash, we will start with understanding a little bit about you as an individual, some very interesting facts about you, and uh, you know, uh, one of the biggest challenges as a professional that made you what you are today.
To start with, let me tell you about my academic background. So I'm educated at the University of Calcutta. Then I earned my CMA degree from ICAI within a very short span. I pursued my MBA at Liverpool Business School, my TBA from International School of Management, Paris. And then later on, I refined my leadership expertise uh, by doing Chief Financial Officer program from Indian School of Business. So that's overall my academic career, journey. And if I talk about my professional life, I started early. So, and I'm from a very humble background. So, and in many part of my academic journey, I continued with my job. So, I started with West Bengal Industrial Development Corporation. Then I moved to Berger Paints. Then I worked in Macintosh Burn. I worked in Usha Martin Technologies. Then in TCG Group, I was the heading the finance of TCG Digital. Then TCG Crest, I worked as a CFO and head of operations, and also serving as a board of director of many TCG Group companies. So this is more of my personal and professional, journey. Yeah, I learned a lot when I had, one of the life altering situation we can touch upon at a later point of time. So that very interesting story, and where actually I learned a lot, which I never learned in any boardroom, any college, or in any professional meetings or whatever you say.
Okay, so sure, we will touch it in the later time of the interview. Let us talk about because you have been through some of the biggest organizations, and most of them are into different industry sector altogether. What has been the biggest learning as a finance leader that you still carry with you and you apply in your current organization, TCG Crest?
So the biggest learning, is uh, finance is not just it's not just about the numbers. Okay, so we often mistaken that that a finance person or a CFO is just meant to be a the record keeper, the number. It's not like that. They are the kind of you can a strategist. Okay, they are the co-strategists of an organization, and they have to have a very good foresight. Okay, to understand that where the company is going. Okay, so that really important. It means a lot for a finance person, and that somebody has to apply whenever they are in new companies, a different organization. These are key areas.
Mhm. Your current organization, when we talk about that, TCG Crest, it bridges the academia, industry, and government. What, as we just spoke, you have interdisciplinary exposure and the experience that you bring in. How are you actually helping shape your organization's leadership narrative here?
Okay, to start with, let me, give you a brief background of what we are building at TCG Crest. So, in TCG Crest, we aspire to be a world's leading research institute that unleash the untapped potential of human talent. Our vision revolves around the four keys: one, knowledge creation, knowledge application, knowledge dissemination, and knowledge exchange. Currently, we operate six verticals: IAI, which is Institute of Advancing Intelligence, Secure Center for Quantum Engineering Research and Education, Chinta Center for High Impact Neuroscience and Translational Applications, CARE, Cancer Related Advanced Research and Education, FTSI, a Food Technology and Science Institute, and RISE, Research Institute for Sustainable Energy. So we have also received a approval to set up a deemed to be university under the distinct category. So ECG Crest is contributing significantly to India's scientific ecosystem by fostering translational research and education across deep tech sectors like, as I said, AI, quantum technologies, neurosciences, clean energy, and cancer research. And our IP and patent activities are steadily growing, aligned with our mission to build future ready talent and sustainable innovation. Now, coming back to your question, when you operate at the convergence of science policy, and enterprise, you stop seeing boundaries. You just, you start seeing bridges. My leadership has evolved through deep engagement with scientists. They are obsessed with ideas, bureaucrats grounded in systems, and investors obviously focused on long-term value. So each conversation teaches a new dialect of leadership. Each stakeholder, whether a quantum physicist or a corporate leader or a government body, brings a different rhythm. So my role is to harmony in that complexity. Over the years, I have learned to think in systems, speaks in value, and act with agility. So this convergence has shaped me into a translator of ambitions across worlds, and that's where true innovation begins.
So you just mentioned how you are creating that harmony between the policymakers, the investors, and the scientists. What's the biggest challenge as a CFO you face here? And how do you plan to or you strategize to counter that challenge?
So, first of all, when we talk about scientists and academician, they are from a different world. Okay, they're always into your innovations, research. They don't are into the more into the numbers. Whenever we talk about the policymakers or the government's rules and regulations, they just go by the complicated rules. So for to I won't say educate, to make understand, to change the perspective of scientist or academician, and to a value driven, what I am building for a societal benefits. Okay, how fast we can build that. Okay, so this, how you gap this bridge, it's the most interesting thing. So having said that, the purpose is powerful, but purpose without structure can collapse under its own weight. Okay. So at TCG Crest, financial strategy is not a constraint. It's an enabler of impact. Okay. So, like I said, that I have championed goal-based budgeting. Now, ensuring that resources follow impact, not just legacy commitments. Okay. So we use various financial metrics like EVA, R&D, ROI, and technology readiness levels, TRL, tools to guide decisions. But I see them as compasses, not chains. So, as a CFO, I focus on building a culture of scientific accountability and foresight. We embed risk assessment, compliance, and scenario planning into every major investment. Our team are encouraged to think boldly without our financial systems keep them grounded. So the discipline keeps the vision grounded, and the vision keeps the discipline human. So this is how we, work and think in TCG Crest.
Okay. Now let's talk more about, as a professional, Suprakash Das, and understand how he deals, like during the times of uncertainty. How do you make strategy that has always helped you turn complexity into clarity?
I followed a simple yet effective strategy: deconstruct, prioritize, and co-create. Okay. Now, uncertainty is not a signal to freeze. It's a cue to focus. Okay. Whether navigating policy delays or funding gaps, I first reduce the issues of its first principles. Then involve the right stakeholder to co-create actionable paths.
Mhm.
Uh, when we talk about uncertainty, I think in our generation, we have experienced the most uncertainty phase, like COVID-19 crisis. Uh, for example, we prioritize agility over perfection by realigning our cost structure, doubling down on core capabilities. We achieved one of our strongest bottom line years post pandemic. I'm talking about of one of my another organization, which I am also heading the finance of TCG Digital. So clarity doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from knowing what matters the most in that time. So during the COVID, when the world is almost was stop working in the same time, okay, we build three large lab in TCG Crest. So how you're utilizing that time now? You can have all your workforce into one place. Okay, give the whatever is required to go build the work. Okay, so that's how you plan. It's everything. How you turn your uncertainty into opportunities or create something. So that is how I look at it.
Great. So you often say that finance is a tool to inspire change. So can you share one example or an instance where your financial decision actually sparked innovation or a cultural transformation?
Yeah. Absolutely. So, one of our most impactful moves is redefining how we allocate research funding. Instead of purely academic outputs, we introduced incentives for translational outcomes. This single shift moved us from a publication-centric model to an impact-driven culture. What happened, in various research organization, we at the end of the day we map that how many publications you have made. Okay, but we consciously decides, or we are looking at it, we have made this much of publications, but how many publications is actually helping the society, or is it's just founding the pillar of the scientific achievements. So then teams began collaborating across disciplines. Startup ideas emerged from labs, industry partnership deepened. Finance became more than a report card. It became a directional signal. And when capital flows ideas of social relevance, innovation stops being the exception and becomes the norm.
Mhm.
So in legacy research institutes, where knowledge about when knowledge abounds but breakthroughs stall. Okay, finance must stop being the scorekeeper, as I mentioned, and become the catalyst. By shifting from activity based to outcome driven funding, adopting a VC mindset for capital allocation, and incentivizing the interdisciplinary translational outcomes, and finance can spark real innovation. Strategic tools like internal seed funds, lab to market fellowships, and startup incubation cells with ROI targets can turn your dormant potential into deployable solutions. So, with finance restructuring, co incubation deals, royalty framework, and startup readiness scorecard, research stops being a paper trail and finally it becomes a pipeline to impact. So, simply put, when Finance funds not just discovery but delivery. Innovation stops being, being the exception, it becomes the norm. So this is the way, you have to prepare a robust ecosystem where you can deliver the ultimate goal to the society, that what you have imagined or what you have kind of your vision or the dream that you have for a larger period of time.
Uh, Suprakash, looking at the country, India, how it is transforming and becoming a knowledge and innovation hub of the world, what do you think? Uh, how can CFOs actually evolve from just being the gatekeepers to the architects of progress in this, the journey of India?
Yeah, a great question. So, I just want to refer one of the report. I have seen a report from McKinsey some time back, where 75% of modern CFOs' time is now spent on non-financial priorities. Okay, so that statistics alone reflect the seismic shift. Okay, so in today's knowledge economy, CFOs must be architects of value, not just accountants of cost. Okay. So in my recent company and previous companies also, we evaluate investments not just for financial viability, but for strategic potential. So we back bold ideas, fund early stage innovation, and help de-risk moonshot projects. So the CFO is now the co-founder of the future. That's the evolution we must embrace.
Mhm. Towards the beginning of the interview, you were talking about some personal crisis that had transformed your life and gave you some big lessons of your life. So, if you could just highlight that challenge or the crisis and talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in 2020, I went through a life-altering health crisis, brain hemorrhage, septicemia, organ failure, partial paralysis, uh, where I had no prior medical history and doctors couldn't explain why. It was a complete system shutdown. I went to
Really?
coma for a significant time. Uh,
Oh.
so and if you ask me about those days, those are my best days of my life where actually I learned a lot. So what I learned wasn't just resilience, it was surrender, not giving up, but giving in to care, to healing, to the humility of starting again. Okay. That experience made me rethink, leadership. So leadership, and as I always keep on saying, disrupt before you are being disrupted. Okay, so my
Mhm.
doctor said, you can't, you have to be careful, you can't walk again, like you have to be like you cannot, you avoid significant walking. And I started walking from my office to my home, and I solved the problem. My anti-gravity muscles got damaged. Then doctor told me you can't drive anymore, because but I am a very passionate driver. So I took my car and went to Kalimpong. Then my doctor told me, you should not go for trek because there is a significant oxygen shortage in your brain. But I said, I have to go for a trek. I forced my doctor to write on my prescription that you can go for a solo trek. And I went to Ladakh, okay, and highest
Wow.
altitude, and I went for a trek and do everything, riding bike at the late night on the Leh Manali highway. So this is the way I, challenged myself. And yeah, so whenever there is a problem, our mind is the most strongest thing to help us to overcome from the situation.
Very true. So I understand you are the breaker of the barriers, and you have that power to alter the decisions and create something for yourself and for the world. And I wish you all the best here. And Suprakash, moving to the next question, related to your personal life, if you could highlight one of the most emotional decision that you had made, uh, both as an individual and as a finance leader, and how that emotional decision actually impacted you as on the human side.
Ah, so, for a finance leader is always the most important parts is that the one page, that the P&L. Okay. So some of the most emotional decision come during restructuring. So like numbers may demand efficiency, but people demand empathy. So
Mhm.
we face such a moment when redefining our team structure to align with a broader institutional pivot. So instead of opting for layoffs, we invested in reskilling and cross skilling. Okay. And over time, you can't believe that this same team members contribute to a notable rise in our CSAT score and project delivery metrics. Now they are more, they have another human side towards the company. Okay, they're putting more lot of efforts for the company. So we have made a hard decision in a human way, and that's what leadership should be about. Okay, so that is the way that at some point of time we took a lot of hard calls. Okay, and then we saw that after a few years, the decision that we have taken, okay, that actually helped to evolve the resources, because at the end of the day, the most important thing matters for us is the human capital, so we
Mhm.
have to invest onto them. And it's not about we as a company. I believe, and I keep on saying to my team members, whenever I attend any conference, any seminars, you know learning and develop is a very important thing. So you have to keep investing for learning and develop. It's just not about your work, but it's a continuous process. You cannot say, for example, you are adapting a digitization. So you thought that I for the next 1 year or 2 year will work on the digitization. It's not. It cannot be. It's a long term process. You have to have a team, or you have to have a mindset that the world is evolving. So whenever there is a change, we have to have an adaptability to the to accept the changes. So that's how we are taking these calls.
Great. So when you talk about the growth, when you talk about the L&D, you have played a major role in transforming the lives of many of your team members and people, because you have played the roles of mentor, strategist, transformer. So among these roles, Suprakash, what has been the most challenging for you and why?
Great question. So, yeah, mentor is an absolutely a great strategist, which we love to do. Okay, the boardroom is required to make a good strategy. Okay, but transformer. So, being transformer is the most challenging. Okay, because transformation asks you to confront systems that feel safe, habits that feel familiar, and ideas that once worked. So in today's world, like I said, if you don't disrupt yourself, you will get disrupted. So to lead transformation is to work a tight rope between legacy and leap. So, but that's also where leadership becomes its most alive. So transformation. So today, my organizations or a department is working in this fashion. Now, if I need to get the maximum output of it, or if I want to achieve a next level, so how to transform a company, so and what are the ways we can transform an organization. So that's plays a very very crucial role. So that's the reason that I you know I love the role of a transformer.
Transformer. So spoken about the challenges, we have spoken about the crisis, we have spoken about your learning. Now let us talk about one of the failures in your life that has taught you something bigger than success could ever have taught you.
Hmm. Okay. uh, uh so I have often said, and I have learned also. So work for a struggling firm once in your life,
Mhm.
because you will learn how to create value, not just preserve it. Okay. So then you'll stop asking what can we sell and start asking what are we truly solving. So those lessons don't just improve strategy, they build character. So failure is the best mirror. It reveals ego, expose the blind spots, and humbles assumptions. So that's what, like, when your company is struggling, when you are when sometimes your strategy is not working. So and what you are learning from your field strategy and how you improvise that for the next mission or vision that you
Mhm.
have for your organization or for yourself. So
Mhm.
that is most important. Like we say,
Great.
failure is the pillar of the success.
Success. Yes. So this brings to the last section of our interview here, Suprakash, which is the quick fact section. And this is going to be just a one-liner. So you can think of it as a rapid fire round. And I'll
Okay.
start with uh, your favorite travel destination.
Oh, I'm a mountain person at heart.
Mhm.
And as I said, North Bengal is very close to me. So, North Bengal, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Ladakh, our beautiful country are my sanctuaries for reflections, inspiration, and calm amidst the chaos. I love to be there at any point of time.
Great. Your favorite book or podcast?
My favorite book is The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek. So
Mhm.
that teaching a lot about various perspective of business leadership and all.
Mhm. What's your source of motivation?
Hmm. See, my source of motivation, as I said, that I am from a very humble background, and always I am being taught, or I that I have to create some significant change or develop for the organization or for my own learning, because the motivation is that and having said that, I have a very good switch on button. Okay. So whenever I came into office, I have a switch on button and I have a switch off button. Then I just focus on my work. So a very interesting story is that when I first woke up from coma, okay. So the first question I asked, about my company, not about my health or my family. My first question is, what about the meeting and where are some facts about the company. So this is what the motivation is, like I have to build something, okay, and in a way that through a ethical leadership way. This is I really believe in, okay,
Mhm.
because the time moves, okay. So uh, so now is the time when people should focus on ethical leadership. So that is how I have the motivation. And as I said, that I am a person at heart, mountain person at heart. So we get motivation from there. And on top of that, I have a health challenges. So this is my second life. I have a motivation from there also. And after that, I am associated with many things. Okay. I have a climate activist. I have associated with homes where we have work on the rescued child. We have I am personally involved in a zero hunger mission, so I have a lot of things to do. So for that, I have to keep myself motivated.
Exactly. You have so much on your plate and you keep
Yeah.
juggling between these. I think that's the source of inspiration you actually need. Moving to the next one, Suprakash, what's your favorite cuisine?
Yeah, my go-to meal is that sushi.
Oh,
Okay, sushi and Thai red curry. Okay, and I love them. And being a Bengali, I any type of Bengali cuisine, but sushi is
mhm.
my go-to meal.
Go to meal. Okay. The last one. Uh, if you could highlight some of the awards and accolades that you have received.
So CFO of the Year, then Star of the Industry Award, Innovation in Finance and Operations Award, Exemplary Leader Award. I also recognized for outstanding dedication and excellence in the field of finance. And one of my favorite award is the Sustainable Excellence Award, the certificate of honor, because the world is, as I said, the world is moving on to SDG goal, ESG. So
Mhm.
we have to learn about sustainable finance, sustainable HR, and various other roles. So that's why. So this is one of my favorite, recognition, the Sustainable Excellence Award.
Great. So, Suprakash, that's from our end, and it was good talking to you and knowing you, knowing how even the crisis couldn't break you and made you a better leader. The way you are looking at world and what people can learn from you, I think there is a lot people can um, learn from your interview. And I wish you all the best. Take care.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much,
Thank
Anamika.
you
Thank
so
you
much for
so
your
much.
time.
Yes,
Thank.
great to
Bye bye.
connect you. Yeah. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.